I think one of the most underutilized benefits that federal employees have access to is a health savings account, an HSA. I can't tell you how many times I work with and speak with federal employees who aren't taking advantage of an HSA that they have access to with their FEHB. More often than not, I'd say 90+% of the time, they're using a PPO type plan, or, for what I see most of the time is a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan, which does not offer an HSA with it, right? Those are not high deductible health plans that then give you access to an HSA. What I'm not saying is that Blue Cross Blue Shield is bad. I'm a big fan of it for a lot of people. It makes a lot of sense. It's just the HSA is a benefit that we see outside of the federal government more often because we have to have a high deductible health plan that goes along with it. And then those HSAs offer some really sweet tax benefits with it. And that's what I wanted to talk about in today's video. So let's just start off. In HSA, you have to be enrolled in a high deductible health plan. And that high deductible health plan, really the deductible is set at a low bar, but it has a certain qualification to it. So the Blue Cross Blue Shield, to my knowledge, do not offer a high deductible health plan. Instead, it's just the more traditional type insurance where you're paying a little bit higher premiums for it, but the plan is covering a lot more for if you needed to go and have care. And of course, there's different options within Blue Cross Blue Shield. There's standard, the basic, the focus, and those are all great plans, don't get me wrong. But HSAs, I just think, are really, really good, powerful tax savings vehicles. And kind of how they work is, okay, first you got to check the box that in order to have an HSA, that you're enrolled in a high deductible health plan. So this might be a GEHA plan or maybe a United Healthcare plan. You'll have to double check what makes the most sense in your state, in your area, and what doctors are accepting your insurance, right? So first you have to make sure it's a high deductible health plan, but then you enroll in a health savings account. So inside of an HSA, the money that you contribute, the dollars that you put in, go in pre-tax. So you don't pay any taxes when that money goes in. From there, you can invest that money into the market. You have to have a certain minimum balance that's in cash, but once you have reached that minimum balance of cash, then you can go and invest those funds. And you can buy a certain fund, you can sell a certain fund, and it's going to grow tax-free for you as well. And then once it's time to start taking money out for qualified medical expenses, or once you're over the age of 65, you can take it out for other non-medical related expenses. If you take it out for medical expenses, then it's tax-free for the money that comes out. If you take it out for non-medical after the age of 65, then you would be paying income tax on that. But for qualified medical expenses, it's a triple tax benefit. So if we compare that to, let's say, the TSP, well, that's pre-tax going in, pre-tax on the investments, tax-free on the investments as you're, selling out of one fund like the C fund and buying another like the G fund, and you're making trades. But as soon as you take a dollar out of that account, now you're paying income tax on it. Whereas in the HSA, tax-free going in, tax-free on its growth, and tax-free coming out when you take out for a qualified medical expense. Really an underutilized tool that I see. Most people are, I would just say, set in their ways with their health plan, that they don't think about maybe using a high deductible health plan. It does come with some pros and cons with a high deductible health plan, of course. The pro being that the high deductible health plans, the premiums tend to be a lot lower than maybe, let's say, a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. But if you do have some sort of a medical need for that given year, maybe more than usual, you're going to have a little bit more out-of-pocket expenses associated with that, right? You're going to be paying more for that care for that year because the coverage isn't as great as if you had, a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan. So I think that the HSA is really good because of the tax benefits that you can put in. You can invest that money. It grows over time. But one tip that I give to my clients is the HSA dollars, you don't necessarily want to or need to use it the same year that you're contributing to it. So let's say you started this HSA, you now are in a high deductible health plan, you start contributing to it, and then you do experience a medical need that comes up. Well, instead of reaching into the HSA to pay for it, just pay those out of pocket, right? Save those receipts. And over time, you can continue to save those receipts. And then once in the future, when you're retired or later on down the road, doesn't have to be when you're retired, you can go back into that HSA and take that money out for prior year's receipts and expenses. And now you can take out more. You can have a lump sum that comes out from that HSA tax-free. Another benefit is you can use it to pay for long-term care premiums and Medicare premiums once you sign up for Medicare, Medicare Part B and Part D prescription drugs if you sign up for that as well. So there's lots of future uses for an HSA that don't just necessarily include the current year's medical expenses. A lot of times the recommendation is just put money in, have it grow, invest it, and then years down the road, we can reach into it and take it out tax-free. One thing to note with HSAs is contributions will stop once you turn on Medicare Part A, so 65. So just have that date in mind for you that you can contribute all the way up until 65. And then once you sign up for Medicare Part A, then you're no longer eligible for your contributions. But the money that you've saved, that health savings account, those dollars are still there post 65, so that in the future, in a retirement, you can again take money out after age 65 to pay for those qualified medical expenses. Or after age 65, it doesn't have to be for a qualified medical expense. You could take it for non-qualified medical expenses, and it's just going to be a taxable distribution for you at that time, similar to what your TSP would have done for you as well. So again, I do think that HSAs are an underutilized benefit that I just commonly see with federal employees. They could be, for a lot of people, a really advantageous tax tool for them in the future. So something to consider. If you have questions related to HSAs or any other question related to FERS, feel free to leave your question below in the comment section. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel and ringing that notification bell so you get our latest videos and content that we put out. And until next time, happy planning.